Good afternoon, everyone. This is Tim Wilmot speaking from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me this afternoon for this presentation to bring you up to date with the latest releases of GoldMine and show you briefly the new GoldMine Web capability, which we're excited about, and let you know what's planned going forwards with GoldMine in the not too distant future. Now, this presentation will be approximately 30 minutes in duration, maybe a little bit shorter, depending on how many questions you've got at the end. So this is just an overview of some of the recent announcements and the web capability, but we'd be more than happy in going over any aspect of GoldMine, any feature, any use of GoldMine in more detail with you as a separate sort of one-to-one presentation. So just let me know or any of my team here know if you want to go into GoldMine in more detail. Now, also on the call today, we've got all sorts of different people using many, many different versions of GoldMine. Looking down the list, I can see there are a few GoldMine 6 users. So apologies if some of you know the most recent announcements, and apologies if I'm going over some old ground there, but I need to go at the speed of the slowest, so to speak. Also on the call today, I've got my colleague Peter Johnson. Many of you will know Peter. I don't know whether Peter can say hello, if he's on audio right now.
Hi to everybody.
Yeah, Peter's at a different location. He might need to dip out at 2:30 for another presentation. And he might assist me with my answers towards the end. So the audio part of this presentation, as you've gathered, is one way only. So don't worry about any background noises your end. And I'd encourage you to, if you've got any questions, please type those into the question panel, and I'll do my best to answer those towards the end of the session. And also, this session is being recorded, so you don't necessarily need to make any notes, and you can share this presentation with your colleagues if you want to. After the presentation, you should get an email. It might take a day or so to get to you, an automated email from our system that will give you a URL link to the actual recording. Okay, so let's get started then. Now, just a bit about ourselves. We do have people on the call today that may know little about us, Wizard Systems, but we are very well known in the GoldMine community. We've been involved with GoldMine longer than anyone else. This might be a slightly old slide. In fact, I think we're number 2 worldwide with GoldMine now, and there's only a US dealer operating in the US location that's bigger than us as regards GoldMine. But all we do is CRM, and we, as some of you know, we've got loads of services around GoldMine. So if you want any assistance in getting the most out of GoldMine with any further training or setup or assistance in any aspect or any ad hoc support, we're only a short call away. We've got a nice, friendly, responsive help desk service, great training. We're one of the few authorized GoldMine training centers in the world. We'll do a good job on GoldMine, so please bear us in mind there. So, bringing you up to date with the most recent releases of GoldMine. So GoldMine now, with the release numbers, it follows a yearly pattern. So 2013, release 2013, 2014, and this year, 2015, of course. And then within the year, there's normally planned 2 major releases. So you get a .1 and a .2. Also, as some of you may have heard, every month, the first Thursday of every month, there's what's called a hotfix release. And that's not going to give you any earth-shattering new functionality, but it's there to cover any issues, solve any issues, recent issues, bug fixes and so on that may have been discovered. So please watch out for those. We do have a very active GoldMine blog. Hopefully you're subscribing to our GoldMine blog. and that will give you automated updates of any new topics there and those little hotfix releases there. So going back a year or two, 2013.1, we had integration with Constant Contact. Now, Constant Contact is an email marketing system. So now with GoldMine, we're able to discuss with you. Anyone out there that's doing any email marketing, we've got two solutions to discuss with you. The Constant Contact integration or the IntelliClick solution. IntelliClick is a system that was written especially for GoldMine, and it's got very, very close integration with GoldMine if you need that, and that's our normal recommendation because of that level of integration. But we've got two things to discuss with them. And with the Constant Contact integration, basically you export the addresses and email addresses that you want to mail to, and then in a slightly manual way you can get responses and information back into GoldMine as regards what happened to those emails, did people open up the email, click on a link, and so on. So that's briefly the Constant Contact integration. If anybody wants to see that in a little bit more detail, we'd be happy to take you through that as a separate session. Also, we've got compatibility with 2013. So often with these releases, as well as new features, we are making it more compatible with Microsoft infrastructure and operating systems and so on, and SQL versions. So if anyone's using the link to Word, creating letters from GoldMine, or indeed the link to Excel, or the popular Outlook email link as well, then that's the compatible version there. And also we've got compatibility with Office 365, the desktop component of 365. Also in 2013.1, we've got support for the free SQL Express edition. Now, as you may know, GoldMine runs on SQL, and unlike a few years ago, GoldMine is no longer supplied with your SQL licenses. So SQL is the database that we run on, and in recognizing that this might be an additional expense for smaller companies out there, we do support now officially the free SQL Express version, but only for installations of about 10 users or below. So small to medium-sized installations for GoldMine, we support that free version there. Otherwise, our recommendations are for the standard edition of SQL. So small installations, Express will be okay. Always consult our help desk if you've got any concerns or issues about performance, and we can recommend the right SQL version for you. Now in 2014.1, there's mainly support for the mobile, GoldMine mobile product. So on the mobile access side, we've got two recommended solutions for you. The product from GoldMine themselves, is called GoldMine Mobile, and there's a third-party product called W Mobile. W Mobile has been out there slightly longer, highly respected in the GoldMine community, and has got still quite a lot more functionality than GoldMine Mobile. But at the end of the day, it depends what you want, you as a user, what do you want from a mobile point of view. When you've got your smartphone or iPhone, Android or tablet, what functionality do you need there when you're away from the office? So 2014 with the GoldMine mobile product now supports Android, and also supporting the opportunities, the opportunity manager part of GoldMine. And so that brings us to 2014.2, which has been out now a good few weeks, and this introduced GoldMine Web. GoldMine Web is GoldMine's first foray into giving you real-time access via the cloud to your GoldMine system. So this GoldMine Web capability is part of GoldMine now. So as you upgrade GoldMine to the latest release, 2014.2, then you're going to get GoldMine Web. it does need to be installed. Now this is an initial release of GoldMine Web, and there'll be lots more coming on in the future, I can assure you. But this first release aims to give you access to the basic features of GoldMine. So access essentially to your contact data, names and addresses. You, of course, with GoldMine, you can create custom fields. That's all displayed for you via GoldMine Web. And also access to your activities, your calendar. There's a nice looking calendar there as well. And also your sales forecasts. There's also a simple support for emailing as well. So via the web, you can email a client, and as long as you're using, on your email server, as long as you're using a protocol or setup called IMAP, I-M-A-P, then there's a way of integrating automatically those emails that you send as you're logged onto the web version. They're going to appear in the client's history, which is obviously always what we want to try and do, make sure all of your activities, all of your email interactions backwards and forwards are being maintained there against that client's record. So let me take you through a brief overview then of GoldMine Web. So I'll just log into my Chrome browser here, and you basically log on to your server that's sat very, very securely behind your firewall, and you log on with your GoldMine username and your GoldMine password. Sign in, and this displays initially a list of your contacts. So top left corner here, do you see these are the two main components with this initial release of GoldMine Web: accessing your contacts and accessing your activities. So on this contact screen here, we have a grid-like display, a table, row by row, of all of the contacts in my database, and you can sort this list by any of these fields here. So if I wanted to do a sort by city, for example, I can sort that up and down as required. There you are. And you notice that this is very, very fast as well. We've been pleasantly surprised with the speed of GoldMine Web. Very, very quick response to the system and any queries and searches that you do there. So easy to sort that list in any way. And over on the right-hand side here, you've got little buttons there, shortcuts to schedule an activity or schedule a forecast sale for that contact. Right at the top of my screen, I've got a search box there. I can type in someone's name or part of the company name. So if I type in, for example, Wizard and do a search on that, instantly I see all of the contacts at Wizard Systems, and I can again sort this list in any way I want to. I can dive into, clicking on one of these rows here, dive into that company in more detail. So here we are, as I've got represented back in GoldMine, the main information about this contact here. Notice I've got their primary email address displayed at the top there. If I click on that, I can email. As long as you've got that IMAP set up, then we're going to copy those emails into history automatically. We've got the address, last contact information. As some of you may be aware, with recent releases of GoldMine, we now support integration to social networks, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So here I can actually dive into their particular accounts there to see any activity on the social networking side. And we've got some phone number and key fields on the right-hand side there. The next section below that, we've got some custom fields displayed. If you've got more than one view, then you can easily select here and dive around those different views. So in this system, we've got a little marketing view and a sort of default view there. Down the left-hand side, I can see my outstanding pending activities, and I can click on one of these to display a little pop-up window there with all the details of this scheduled future phone call. And of course, I'm logged on here live. I can change any information here as I wish to change that activity. Below that, we've got our history activities. Again, I can click on those to zoom in and see what those previously completed activities are all about. On the bottom right-hand side, I've got three little sections here. Additional contacts. So Tim Wilmot is the primary contact of this company, but we may have some additional contacts and they could be displayed there. We may also have some additional detail records, additional information about this client, and I can display all those there as well and dive into those. And then also lastly, support for notes against this contact record. So there we are, that's the contacts. Now if I dive into activities, this will display my activity list and my calendar. There we are there. And on the calendar you've got easy ways of navigating backwards and forwards. So this is going to show you all of your outstanding activities and your to-dos there. And then down the left-hand side you've got more of a list type view as well, initially for you as the default user. But of course you're working as a team, so you can dive into other people's activities there and see what their activities are on that particular date range. Also easy ways of scheduling new activities from the contact record, easy ways of creating new contacts as well directly from here. So nice, easy access to the core capabilities of GoldMine. And this might be suitable to use in the office if you've got any colleagues that just want a basic access to GoldMine via their browser and you don't want to have anything installed on their workstation. This could be a nice solution to use in the office as well. So there we are, a quick run through GoldMine Web for you. If you want a closer view of that, be more than happy in organizing another follow-up presentation with you in the same way as we're doing now, but a bit more interactive for you. So now just to explain a little bit more about how you might get these upgrades and these add-on versions there. So the only way of getting updates to GoldMine is to be on a maintenance program. So this is an annual fee that you pay to us, and this entitles you to all of those major releases and those monthly hot fixes. With this latest release, GoldMine are giving you a new serial number. So you need to, a little bit of an admin thing here, you need to get a new serial number from us as part of this upgrade before installing it if you want to do that yourself. But we'll sort all that out for you if we're going to do that job for you. We are offering a flat fee if you're on the latest version right now, if you want Wizard Systems to install GoldMine Web for you. So remember, the actual software, if you like, is all included with GoldMine. There's nothing extra to pay. If you want us, however, to install it for you and just take you through the basics, there's a flat fee there of £95. But you must be on the latest release of GoldMine. So realistically, there may be, if you're on an older version, if you're on GoldMine Corporate Edition, if you're on GoldMine Standard Edition, if you're on an old release of GoldMine Premium, like version 9, or even version 8 or 8.5, there's a little bit more work to do before we get to GoldMine Web, so extra charges may be involved there to get you upgraded. And also check what add-ons you've got. Many of our customers are using add-ons to GoldMine to extend their capabilities of the system for quoting, for reporting, other remote access options. So just check that with us before we push any button to go ahead. And remember those remote access options as well, W Mobile and GoldMine Mobile. Okay, just to bring you up to date now with the future roadmap of GoldMine. Now, these are under consideration. Please don't take this as gospel and written in stone. This could be subject to change, but there are plans afoot, obviously, to extend GoldMine Web's capabilities to allow you to track your opportunities. We can track basic forecast sales right now, so the reference of the sale, the probability of the date, and so on, the basics of a forecast sale. But if you are using the Opportunity Manager to track your sales pipeline in a lot more detail, and I know that's a key part of GoldMine for many people, that's coming, should be coming in the next release. Also, more ways of customizing that interface, introducing dashboards, and support for link files. There is also talk of possibly, because this is on the web, possibly opening up in a very secure way information to your customers. So your customers could have a way, like a portal, to log into that GoldMine system. So stay tuned. We'll make more announcements closer to the time of these releases. Also, we're looking to improve the Outlook integration. The Outlook integration is essentially there for email integration. We're looking to improve that. And also the Google Apps integration. We do have Google Apps support now for calendar integration, but that's Front Range and GoldMine are looking to improve that as well. Right, so that brings you up to date there with the latest releases. So please watch out for our emails. We do generally send out a monthly newsletter, and also subscribe to our GoldMine blog, which is the most active blog I think in the world. Nobody else actually has a more active blog on the GoldMine CRM system than ourselves, and we've got well over 700 posted topics up there on GoldMine, hints and tips and product information. And that's generally where we do post initially any new product release information up there. So we're now going to open up the presentation to a question and answer session. So locate that question panel there and type in your questions, please, and I'll do my best to answer them. Just while you're doing that, we do have some notification from GoldMine on a couple of special offers for January. These two offers relate to maintenance. If you're out of maintenance right now, there are some special offers of getting back on maintenance, so the fees aren't so high if you've lapsed for a few months. Maybe some of you haven't had maintenance for a few years. So we do have some special offers there where you could save several £100 on getting the latest versions of GoldMine. And the second special offer during January is that GoldMine and ourselves were offering £50 off the cost of GoldMine, or £50 off the cost of each license, I should say. So a little bit of a saving there. It's about, I don't know, about 12% discount there on the normal price. And you also get, if you want to, you can have one free mobile license with each additional Premium Edition license you purchase. So you can actually try out that GoldMine mobile access from your smartphone or your Android. Okay, so just dive into some questions now. So first question from Angela. What is the price of a maintenance contract? Angela, you need to, I don't think your company actually has a current maintenance contract with us, so you may be with another supplier. So you need to send me an email, please. If you send an email to tim@wizard-systems.com, I can get you the pricing there. Next question from Mike. How do hotfix updates get applied to the system? Well, you just install them. We do give full instructions on that. Another question from Mike. Will GoldMine Web based not be better solution to GoldMine Mobile? Mike, it would be if you're using, I'd say, a tablet or a browser, then yes, it's going to give you more information on your screen. The GoldMine Mobile product, because the display is rendered for a small screen size, it's a much simpler version of GoldMine. When is it expected that the calendar will be available for GoldMine Web? We actually have the calendar in there now, so that's all in there, but there may be enhancements on that calendar display in GoldMine Web. Question from Sean. We use the key 5 field as a sales territory field. Can you limit the contact set so that a user only sees their own records within their sales territory? Yes, Sean, this is a standard feature of GoldMine called record ownership. So you can actually automate this ring fencing, if you like, so that when that salesperson logs on, they only get to see their records. They can't see anybody else's. Or you may want them to see other people's records, but they're read-only. You can do a lot of clever things with that record ownership, that way of defining territories in your GoldMine system. Question from Sean. Does this work on the iPad? I assume, Sean, you mean the GoldMine Web. Yes, it will. That's fine for you on that tablet device. Question from Anna. How do you check what version of GoldMine you are on? Anna, if you go to your help menu in GoldMine and select About, that will show you the release of GoldMine you're on. And also when you log into GoldMine, the login banner, that will show you the release number as well. Question from Mike. Mike, you're very active, thank you. The hot fixes that you mentioned, do these get applied automatically? No, they don't, Mike, I'm afraid. Some people may choose not to deploy a hotfix. So it is a very easy thing to update your GoldMine system with one of these hotfixes. It's a very quick operation. Question from Anna. Is the GoldMine Web for use only if you're out of the office? Well, no, you can use it wherever you are via your browser. So in the office, out of the office, at home, doesn't matter. Question for Simon. Does the £95 installation fee only include the server? Well, with the remote users, Simon, you don't need to worry about them. There's nothing for them to install. Via their browser, in their address line, they type in the address of the server. They could obviously have that bookmarked, but they then just log on with their GoldMine username and password. There's nothing to be installed at the remote end, so very straightforward. Question from Dave. How does Constant Contact integration compared with IntelliClick? Any extra reporting options? Well, the beauty about IntelliClick is that you don't have to export the names and email addresses to something else to do your email marketing. And IntelliClick was written especially for GoldMine. So it shares the terminology that GoldMine has for that really tight integration. So nothing is exported. It's very easy to create your lists in GoldMine, have them uploaded to IntelliClick, and then send out the email to them. Both systems allow you to create nice looking HTML templates. Both systems come with a library of well over, well, many hundreds of sample business professional looking templates that you can design and tailor yourself and add in your own logos and your pictures and so on, and add in your links that you want to be tracked. But IntelliClick does have slightly more reporting options back in GoldMine with either a dashboard or the reporting, because all of the data, all of the responses to an email campaign via IntelliClick are recorded back in the GoldMine database, so we can report on it very, very easily. Question from Lynette. We're about to upgrade to 2014.2. Do I have to have another license? No, you don't. You do need a new serial number, Lynette, but we'll sort all that out for you. Don't worry about that. Question from Altaf. The new web GoldMine is straightforward installation. Yes, it is. We can give you instructions, Altaf, for you to do it if you want to, but we've done this quite a few times already. That we are using internally, and no disrespect to anyone out there, we can do the job quite quickly for you. We have that flat fee of £95. What are the prerequisites for GoldMine Web? Well, the main requisite, Altaf, is that you're running IIS on your server, the Internet Service component of the Microsoft operating system, which most people are, and it's quite easy to set up. Question from Sam: what is best W mobile for the W mobile desktop or GoldMine Web? From Sam. Yeah, W mobile, as well as it offering a way of accessing GoldMine Live from your mobile device or tablet, it also has what's called a desktop login, where you can access GoldMine from your browser. And W Mobile's had this for a good few years now, and it's pretty good. At the moment, Sam, W Mobile's got the edge. It's got more functionality in there to support, the opportunities and all the other tabs that you see on the W Mobile desktop display. So, yep. So the answer to the question is W Mobile is still better than GoldMine Web. Question from Peter: is it possible to show completed activities on the GoldMine Web calendar? That is a good question. I don't think my colleague Peter, another Peter, is still on the line. Peter, are you still there? No, I think he's had to go off for his 2:30 meeting. Peter, I will get back to you. All of these questions are recorded in my system. I'll make a note of that I wasn't able to answer that question, but a very good question though. So, displaying old activities. Thank you, Peter. Right, next question from David: can all data, including previous notes on scheduled calls, emails and actions, and their corresponding dates, times, be easily transferred from 9.1 to latest version? Yes, David, 100%. Cast iron guarantee. Anything that you've got in old GoldMine, and we've had this all along with all of the old releases of GoldMine. If you were on, I was talking today to a GoldMine 5 client, a GoldMine 5.7 client, and that's a version of GoldMine that's about 16 years old now. If we upgraded that to the latest GoldMine, everything would carry forwards. So have no concerns there, David. It's all brought forwards. Question from Derek: are there any issues regarding data security if using GoldMine Web? Well, it is a secure service. You've got your GoldMine username and password. Hopefully that's you've got very, very secure passwords, and you keep changing those passwords as well. We're observing your GoldMine security levels also. So really, internally and externally, it's a very good level of security. But be happy to discuss with you, Derek. If you want to give GoldMine Web a trial there and you want to explore the security options, we'll be happy to discuss that with you. Question from Dave: is the GoldMine from version 9.2 corporate edition? 9.2 will be premium edition, Dave. So is the upgrade from 9.2 to the latest version reasonably straightforward? Yes, it is, but you do need this new serial number, which you'll be asked for as part of the installation. So like most other upgrades, minor upgrades, Dave, you're fairly up to date with 9.2. You have obviously missed out on a few releases in the last year or two, but it would take maybe half an hour to an hour, and then just really going around the workstations, because there's a workstation component upgrading those. And if you have any remote users using GoldMine synchronization, they of course need to be upgraded as well. Question from Altaf: can we install GoldMine Web on the live system? Will there be any problem we should be aware of? Well, the installations we've done so far, Altaf, we haven't come across any issues. As long as users realize with this initial release of GoldMine Web, they're not going to get all of the bells and whistles of of normal GoldMine. That would be the only thing to communicate to your users. I know, Altaf, you're responsible there for IT, and it's just really communicating to people that this is an initial release, and you've just got basic access to your contacts and activities there, but no technical issues that I'm aware of there. Right, I don't think there's any more questions coming through. Oops, there's another one from David. Can GoldMine data be stored on your or cloud servers and accessed remotely by the GoldMine program, or does GoldMine require database to be stored on our server? No, David. We have many clients in the UK with their GoldMine on a hosted, with a hosted provider. So in the UK, there's many providers of hosting services. So we can put GoldMine on their servers, not your server. We can migrate stuff from your server to their server. And then you access GoldMine remotely. It's another popular option. Of course, you'll have normally a setup fee and then a monthly subscription fee or an annual subscription fee to those hosted systems. And those hosting companies, they may also provide additional services like access to Office software, Outlook, Exchange, and so on, and email. But yes, we've done that many times before, and it's a popular choice for people that, quite frankly, don't want to be bothered with looking after their own GoldMine infrastructure. They look up a GoldMine hosting provider. If you can do a search in your own local area, or maybe your existing IT suppliers may offer this service or may know of somebody. If you can't find anybody, well, come back to us. We might be able to recommend some people in your location that we've worked with in the past. Any idea when Office 2013 64-bit versions will be supported? Question from Simon. That is a good question. We actually supply many different CRM solutions here, and they all seem to have an issue with integrating with 64-bit Office 2013. So GoldMine isn't on its own here. I'll check on that for you, Simon. So your question, together with Peter's question, I'll come back to you, but a good question. Thanks, Simon. Okay, I think that is it then. If I can bring my short presentation to close now. So thanks again very much for everyone spending the time there. Just going over a view of the latest GoldMine releases and the new GoldMine Web capability. Stay tuned, keep in touch. Whenever you call us, ask us about different things. Subscribe to our GoldMine blog. Do a search on Wizard Systems GoldMine. Do a Google on Wizard Systems GoldMine blog, and you'll find it there. Lots of helpful material up there. And watch out for our monthly newsletters as well, where we give you all the latest GoldMine information, hints and tips, and if there's any special offers about there as well. Remember the special offers for January. If you're out of maintenance, you can save money by signing up in January. And also, if you are thinking of purchasing some extra license, if you've got any new starters there, you need to up your GoldMine count. You can save, again, a little bit of money there as well. Okay, thanks very much indeed. Remember, this session has been recorded, and you should get a copy of the recording in the next day or so. Thanks very much again. Thanks for your support.